Hey guys, so this is Bree here. Make sure you hit subscribe at the bottom. This video is for HUD. Okay, the urban housing development. This video is for these agencies. This is I'm going to tell my story about the Boonton Housing Authority. Because it needs to be told. I'm going to tell about Sherry Sims' bullying tactics. I'm going to tell about her misallocation of funds. I'm going to tell about her abusing vouchers, giving them to her family. I'm going to tell it all here. Emails have been sent. This is now a federal investigation. For those of you that don't know, I don't know if Sherry knows, but now she will. She's under federal investigation. Sherry Sims has been the head of Boonton Housing for the last, I want to say, 30 years. Sherry Sims has used predatory landlord practices like, okay, so what this is, Boonton 122 Plain Street is a voucher-based project housing building. Sherry Sims is over that housing department. So I'm going to share my story with you guys, okay, of Sherry Sims, okay, and Boonton Housing Authority's wicked and predatory practices and the people that participate. We're also going to talk about how Kenneth, who works at Boonton Housing, who is also Sherry's troll, we know this because his salary went from $50,000 to $80,000. That's public knowledge. You can go look that up. But I'm going to tell the truth here because Sherry Sims needs to be stopped. So let's start here. I had to send Sherry Sims a cease and desist, okay? Now I'm going to post that board meeting video here, okay? Because she was shaking in her boots in that video. Sherry, on the day that my mother died, December 4th, me and my aunt had an altercation in my grandmother's house, okay? A family altercation, okay? And that, we'll go back into the toxic family realm on another video. We had a family altercation in our home. My aunt was butthurt about it because I mopped the fucking floor with her, okay? After she tried to put her hands on me, okay? My aunt was butthurt, okay? So do you know what she did? She called Boonton Housing Authority and told Sherry Sims that she wanted me banned from the building. And because Sherry Sims knows she can't fuck with me, because even when I was living there, she couldn't touch me. Because Sherry preys on people being ignorant. Sherry preys on they need a place to live with their kids. They don't want to be homeless. So they're going to take whatever bullying tactic I have. Sherry preys on that, okay? She preys on that. But with me, bitch, you can't do that. You know you can't. Sherry knows she can't. Sherry knows she can't do that with me, okay? But she'll do it to the other vulnerable families in the building. So my aunt called there and said she wanted me banned from the building. Sherry Sims then proceeded to go into my file. Mind you, I wasn't living there anymore for years. Pull my license photo. Make a banner for the door that says I'm banned from this building for disturbing the peace or whatever. A whole bunch of fictitious shit that she made up. I had my lawyer send Boonton Housing a cease and desist for breach of confidentiality and defamation of character for putting my personal information on the door and lying. Sherry, the Boonton Housing's attorney, and I have all the literature if you guys want it, responded immediately to my attorney. Shout out to Chris Esposito, and said, "We're taking this down immediately." My photo was off that door 2.5. I had the girls in the building go check. They were like, "Girl, how did you do that?" Sherry Sims legally is not allowed to do that. Sherry Sims has illegally been doing whatever she wants with Boonton Housing residents. Just like that building has asbestos and she's not telling people. All right, so let's get into it. So Sherry Sims had her little beef with me, so she did that. I sent the cease and desist. She had to take it down. Okay? Okay, Sherry? You tried to defame my character and you breach confidentiality practices, which is not uncommon. I have some people that work on the inside, actually, that are on your ass, Sherry. They're on your ass. You don't even know. You're going to retire. You're going to try to make Kenneth straight. You're going to try to make Kenneth the head of housing so you can go take over AHOM or A Home, the nonprofit. Sherry, we know what's going on here. All right? Then, let's get into it. Sherry Sims gave her niece a Section 8 voucher. How did Sherry Sims' niece get a Section 8 voucher? Also, how is the head of Boonton Housing, the one that cuts the checks, son, working there? This one? How is that possible? How is that These are all things, but anyway, it's okay. I'm pretty sure that Sherry Sims ported her niece's Section 8 voucher out, but I think that we need to look into how many more people she's done this with. This is not the first hurrah, but Sherry Sims has been untouchable. She's also trying to change HUD regulation. She tried to put a 25% withdrawal fee on people's, on their escrow account if they wanted to take their money out ahead of time, which is against the law. HUD didn't even know. They're like, this is against the law. She can't even do this. She cannot change housing regulations. Sherry Sims has been doing whatever she wants at Boonton Housing. There's another resident in the building. She's got 4 kids or 5 kids. She was living in a 2-bedroom apartment with her 5 kids. Sherry Sims kept putting letters on her door telling her, oh, you're not moving, you're on housing probation. She had Gail and Sonny Hayes living in a 3-bedroom, a married couple in voucher-based project housing, okay? Again, this is another misallocation of funds. Another living in a 3-bedroom and had this girl struggling with her 4 kids, 5 people in a 2-bedroom. All different genders. All different genders. I want to go, and also, okay, HUD, can we look into when she ported that voucher for her niece? Because I'm sure she did. Also, why were they allowed to talk like that on that board meeting? Which is also another breach of confidentiality. And nobody's doing anything about it, but I'm going to. I have a platform, I'm going to. HUD, investigate Sherry Sims before I sue Boonton Housing Authority. Because I'm getting ready to sue the shit out of them for breach of confidentiality. I'm getting ready to sue the shit out of them for misallocation of funds. Investigate it. Investigate it. Somebody better investigate it immediately before I lose my shit. Okay? Sherry Sims is the scum of the earth. She's a scammer. You guys continue to let her have predatory practices. But Sherry, I want you to tell everybody, because I'm gonna post that picture, breach of confidentiality. I'm gonna post the defamation of character here, Sherry Sims, and your bullying tactics that you keep doing. How did your niece get a Section 8 voucher, Sherry Sims? So magically, she just moved up here a couple years ago and got a Section 8 voucher. Oh, her name was up on the list? The people want to see. The people want to see. The people want to see. Also, why aren't you telling the people of Plain Street that they have the ability to move with the housing choice voucher? You're not. Sherry Sims picks and chooses. Then in that board meeting, she was saying, we spent $13,000 on plumbing. That plumbing's old in that building. You know, we're going to have to do something about it. I lived there 6 years ago. There was sewer water running into my apartment. I have the videos here. I have my correspondence with Boonton Housing Authority. Boonton Housing Authority screened my calls and hung up on me because I called the health department. And I was met, when I got on the phone, an Indian guy answered and he said, oh, we're not allowed to talk to you. You called the health department. You're causing too many problems. And he hung up on me. These are Sherry Sims soldiers. She knew that building needed new plumbing. My apartment flooded with shit water for 6 days. I have the videos. Sherry Sims knows this. So for her to sit in that video and lie, and then the next day was on her plane to Jamaica. It's all right. It's reached a federal level now. So I want anybody on Boonton, because I have quite a few complaints, because we're trying to get a case together, like a class action against Sherry Sims and Boonton Housing Authority, to please reach out to me. And I would also like to interview you and put your videos on my platform so that HUD and the government can see. I hope this gets to Donald Trump's level. Donald Trump, this lady is misallocating funds. And of course, it's a black woman, of course, okay? Giving out vouchers at her will, hiring family members, giving raises, moving shit around, trying to change HUD regulations, bullying the low-income people. You guys need to look into some money laundering. You need to look into misallocation of funds, misappropriation of funds. Look into that immediately. I'm on your neck, Sherry, because you tried it. You tried it. You keep trying to bully the people. You tried to defame my character, Sherry. Why'd you have to take that down? Why did you think that you had the authority to put that on the door? And put false information on there, Sherry Sims. We are on your ass. All of the tenants, listen, Sherry, it's done now. Boonton Housing is done. And Kenneth, you decide. I hope you don't have a Section 8 voucher. Because I know that there's some people in Boonton that make $80K and $90K and they have a Section 8 voucher. Y'all need to look into that too. Kenneth, don't lose. You're not even a U.S. citizen. Don't lose. Don't lose your citizenship sucking Sherry's dick. Don't do that. Okay? Don't do that. Don't lose your citizenship being corrupt because you're desperate for a paycheck for your family. Because when it's all done, this tower's all gonna fall. You need to investigate Mark Bizzaro too. How I got my apartment on Plain Street, I went into Boonton Housing. It wasn't my turn. Mark said, I like you. I've always liked you. I thought you were a beautiful girl. You're a very beautiful girl. He said, where are you at on the list? He had the paper right there. He's like, oh, you're way down here. But I like you. So I'm gonna give you an apartment here. When can you move in? When can you bring your papers? That's how I got into Plain Street. That is their practice at Boonton Housing. And there are several other females who can say the same thing. There are several other people who can say the same. And Sherry knew about it. Sherry knew about it. Sherry knew about it. This is how they do business there. Okay, thanks. Stay tuned for part 2 so I can post all of the incriminating evidence.